Hello, 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 and welcome to the Pottervision podcast. The podcast where every 2 weeks, myself, Lukas, Kirkby, and this man that you might know, Tom Lawrenson, we look at a chapter of those old Harry Potter books that some of you might know, and we talk about them, but not before about half an hour of irrelevant talk. This week, we are on episode 117. Well done for still being with us. It's chapter 22 of the Order of the Phoenix, St. Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries, which must be the longest chapter so far in terms of title. Tom, How are you, and what are you snacking on?
I am Tom Lawrenson. You may know me from doing Pottervision with me for the past 7 years.
Yeah, I do actually. I wondered where I recognised you from.
That's good. I don't want to start this podcast off with you confused.
Yeah, no, well, that's always important. Usually we do that before we press record. You remind me who the Prime Minister is, where I'm living at the moment, why my hair is brown. Yeah, explains to me basic genetics. And then, once I'm a bit clued up, we press record and we get cracking, don't we?
Let's get cracking, Gromit.
Did somebody say quick cash? Anyway, that's nothing for you audience to know about. That's a private joke that we can't remember what started. Anyway, how have you been this week, old chum?
Oh, good. I don't know what I've done. Every week I don't know what I've done. I don't know what to do with my time. A lot of the time I don't do anything. And I've got no stories to recant.
Well, what you need to do is take some inspiration from Anne Frank or Bridget Jones and start yourself a diary. And then you can just look in your diary to see what you've been up to. How about that?
Well, I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
I did a gig in St Helens last night.
Oh.
I did a preview of a show I'm taking to the Edinburgh Fringe called Tom Lawrenson, Hubba Hubba.
Yeah.
Which is me doing stand-up.
Yeah. Yeah. How was it?
Good. It was good. I think a lot of people had never seen stand-up before. There's a bit of a strange... Some people just talking.
Yeah.
And, like, they're just happy, but, like, you'd say something and it'd spark something in their mind. And they just turn to their friend and go... Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. They think they're watching telly, don't they, these people, sometimes? They've not been to live comedy before and think they can, like, just sit there eating a bag of crisps talking.
But it's funny, like, how sweet people are. Because I do a joke about, like, I don't know... It's flippantly, and I say it, something very serious. I say... I'm talking about the way people who fuss over dogs will ignore you completely when they see a dog in the street.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They're just completely like, fuck you. You do it with cats.
Yeah, I do.
Like, hello, kitty cat. It's me. It's me. I'm one of you. I'm one of you.
Yeah.
Letting it scratch your face. Oh, you're charming, you are. You are charming. But I was saying, you'd be pouring your heart out to them, going, I'm going to kill myself tonight. And then they're like, just ignore you completely. But this woman sent me a really long paragraph telling me to keep my chin up.
That's funny.
I know you said that thing during your show, but... And I said that like 20 minutes in, so for hers, the other 40 minutes is her just looking at me like,
Oof.
Cry for help, this. Cry for bloody help.
She's there typing up a draft. Oof. Keep your chin up. I'll send it to him to that later. Oh. Well, people, like, you do stand-up, people think, like, it's 100% true, or, like, because I used to do a song about York, and loads of people have come up to me and go, oh, you live in York, do you? No, I don't live in York. I've just written a song about York. And then, I used to do a song about angles,
Shit
about
on
maths.
The road. Shit on the road, dear.
Shit on the road, dear. Used to do a song about angles, maths, and they'd be like, teach maths, dear. Yeah, all right, actually, I do teach maths. Yeah. You got me on that one, but I do not live in York, and I do not shit on the road.
I'm like a bird, I shit in people's cars and lay eggs.
I've probably not done that for about 5 years now, that joke.
Your best joke?
It's my best joke, yeah. I might do a couple of stand-up spots at Edinburgh and just do all my weirdest material that I can find in my notepad.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. That'll be a bit of fun.
Anyway, come see Pottervision.
Yeah. Hey, we're excited, aren't we? We've got... Hey, I thought about a funny addition to a joke we're going to do. Can we talk about the show on this, or do you not want spoilers?
Yeah, do it.
We want to do a scene at the Borough, right? So our new Edinburgh show is going to be based on Chamber of Secrets, and we want to do a scene at the Borough, right? So what we were going to do is get all the audience up to be like all the Weasleys and give everyone a ginger wig, and the joke was going to be that we'd get two people who look completely different to be Fred and George, and then obviously it's funny then when you say that they look like each other. But what I thought would be even funnier is if we get a very old person and a very young person to be Fred and George, and then say that they're twins. Because what do you always ask a pair of twins?
Which one's the oldest?
Yeah, who was born first? So I think that could get a good laugh.
Which one's the oldest?
Is it baby or is it Nana? So yeah, that's my idea that I've had this week. But yeah, I'm excited to do these new scenes. It's going to be good fun.
What have you been up to, brother?
I have been working. I know it's coming to the end of the school year, the academic year, as we say in the industry. And at the minute, I'm writing my reports, judging these children. Yeah? How's their behaviour? How's their work ethic? Yeah, I got to give them a grade for what they're like in class, as well as like put all their test grades together and all that stuff.
Any naughty ones?
Well, you know, there aren't any naughty children. There's only naughty behaviour. Yeah.
There's no naughty children, only naughty bad parents that have made naughty children.
And you know, as always, you know. A bit of bad behaviour is always an opportunity to learn something, you know. But yeah, so I've been doing that, but I don't like it. You know, you have to be constructive, don't you? And you can't just say that they're all, you know, perfect, because you know you got to grow and develop as little people in the world. Yeah, so I've been doing that. Have you ever writing my reports?
Have you ever considered giving reports out to your friends and family?
I think I should. And do you know what? Having it exactly the same as a school report. Be like, right, maths. Well, you can't bloody put two and two together, this lad. Or, you know, English, how grammatically correct are they?
Right, maths. I'm glad you retired as a bank manager, Mum and Dad, because yours is poor. Anyway.
Who's always asking me to sort out splitting the bill? You. But I must have talked about this before, but just because you've done a maths degree, people call on you to do like the most rudimentary maths, because as if you like are the only one that can do it. They were like, oh God, we've got to split this bill 3 ways. Lucas, you've got a maths degree, haven't you? This is like year 4 maths, this. Dividing by 3 or whatever it was. Oh,
I'll do that
35 divided by 5. Oh, Lucas, you did a 3-year degree, didn't you, bachelor's? Oh, work that out for me. I had a soup, I had a dessert, and I had 2 cokes. How much is that all together? You got a calculator on your phone, dude. Use that. But yeah, I might write you a school
Lucas.
report.
Oh yeah, go on.
Yeah. Tom Lawrenson from Pottervision.
From Pottervision.
So what would I give you? So that we have like work behaviour and then like social behaviour, like how they get on with like friends and stuff. So I think social behaviour I'd give, because in the German grading system it's from 1 to 6, where 6 is like terrible and 1's the best. So for social behaviour, I reckon I'd give you a 3, which means acceptable. I think
Out of 5, 10.
No, 3. Number 1 is the best, and number 6 is the worst. And I've given you a 3.
Okay.
Yeah, you're pretty good, but sometimes if someone pisses you off, you never want to speak to them again.
Okay.
And then for work,
That was my
ethic,
work or social? That was social, 3.
That was that was social, but that's satisfactory. That's good.
Mr. Charisma.
And then for work ethic, well, I don't know really. You what, a 5?
Right.
What?
Work ethic.
Yeah.
It's not the worst. It's a 5.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was all school butts. Tom had so much potential. Tom has potential, but blah, blah, blah. How about you're a bad teacher? Do you want to talk about not living up to potential?
Yeah.
Miss Crooks, you're the worst woman I've ever met in my life. Right? Now, today, year 7s. Less of that.
The anti-weeing hormone. Hey.
Oh, she may have passed by now, so rest in peace. And I send my condolences to her nearest and dearest. Miss Crooks, I bloody loved you. Right.
Do you know what's so funny? Like, I always think like that. I always think, oh, most of my teachers will have passed away by now. You think, I was only in school like 10 years ago. Most of these teachers were like in their 40s or 50s. I'm like, they'll be long gone by now.
They've passed away from murder. Yeah. Unsatisfied students. Can't pay attention, can I not? Go on.
Go back to London, I'll bump into one of them, yeah, and I'll take my hat off like Ian Wright. I thought you were dead, sir. So this teacher is like in her 40s. No, I was a newly qualified teacher when I taught you. It's been a long time.
Thought you were dead, miss. Thought you were dead, miss. My stars.
For anyone that doesn't have a clue what we're going on about, especially our overseas listener, former Arsenal player Ian Wright, there's a video of him in a football ground and he sees his teacher that he thought was dead. So you can check that out if you'd like to.
Right.
Hey, I'll tell you what else.
No.
Yeah.
Lukas Kirkby, co-host of Pottervision. Right.
Yeah.
Social behaviour. Lukas does not like socialising.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. He prefers to spend his time alone or with his loved one. Massive room for improvement. Boy gets a 5.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Now, work behaviour. Lukas puts just a bit more effort in than Tom. He gets a 4.
Hey! Hey, that's a raving review. Thank you very much.
Me and you on the way up to Edinburgh. Well, let's write this show.
We put 2 new lines in that old scene. That's new material.
Come out, so. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, alright. How about hi? What do you think about hi instead?
You hungry for a harvester?
Yeah, come on. It's too difficult.
And then we'd sit down going, oh, do you remember that gig we did? Oh, and everyone loved us. Oh. Reminiscing. Do you reminisce? Yeah, let's reminisce.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I am looking forward to Edinburgh. Nice to be back there. Are you just doing Pottervision in your show?
Yeah, that's it.
Good. Don't want you working yourself too hard.
Already am.
Yeah.
God
bless
Lukas is English. Yeah, I think your grammar and punctuation are fantastic.
Yeah.
With speech, though, sometimes you do get a bit lazy. Huh?
Yeah, I do. That's true.
2.
2. I'll take that. Yeah, 2 for English. Yeah.
Science, it appears you've got no idea about how anything scientific works. You think cars, computers and phones work by magic. You don't know how to put air in your tyres of your car. Your USB doesn't work in your car either. I'm giving you a 4.
Yeah, I'll agree with that as well.
Agree with that.
This is very fair so far.
Yeah, you once left a milkshake in a car overnight and carried on drinking it in the morning. It's lost all its volume, but I'll continue.
Oh, it was nice.
It was like an ice cream puck.
Yeah, it was. It was lovely.
What else you been up to?
Well, I've been trying to get myself a lift. So the no, not hitchhiking, but in the German course I do, there's a couple, I think they're from Armenia, but I've spotted them a couple of times in my local supermarket that's really close to my house, right? But I don't really talk to them. And I was like, well, I know they drive back every day, and it'd be nice just to get a lift with them instead of having to get the bus, what's the bus stop and all that. So anyway, at the end of the lesson on Wednesday or whenever it was, I decided to try and drum up a conversation. And I was like, I saw you two in Norma yesterday. That's the supermarket.
There we go.
And they're like, oh yeah, we saw you and your wife. And I was like, oh yeah. And he patted me on the back and I was like, oh, this is going well. This is looking good for old Lukas.
So you were saying all this in German?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So then I was like...
You always downplay your achievements of learning German within a space of 2 years. He's drumming up conversations in supermarkets with people in a foreign language.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Hey, I made a joke in the supermarket yesterday, made everybody laugh.
Was this to the man?
No, this was a different supermarket. This was to the cashier, right? You can buy mochis, right? And you have to pay for how many there are. Anyway, I put a load in a tub, and then I took it to the till. And he's trying to count them up. And he goes, how many are there in there? And I was like, I don't know. And there must have been about 8 or 9. And then I went, looks like 2 or 3. What do you think? God, everybody laughed. Oh, they were laughing. But it felt good because I was like, me starting to make jokes in German and stuff and have a bloody laugh with people. But we chuckled.
That's funny. So tell me more about this story of jumping up conversation with...
Oh yeah, so this was in the school, this was after class in the school, and I was like,
so he pats you on the back?
Yesterday.
Pats you on the back?
He pats me on the back, he goes, oh yeah, I saw you and your wife. And I was like, oh, this is good, this is friendly. So then I was like, oh, do you live near Norma, do you? And he's like,
catches wind.
Yeah.
Catches wind immediately.
I said, oh, do you live near Norma, do you? He's like, oh yeah, we only live 1 kilometre away in the car. I was like, oh, I just live on that street. Like, yeah, I only live, I live near there. And then he went, well, see you tomorrow. So, I don't know if he clocked on what I was asking, or if he just didn't want to give me a lift. Yeah, I think he did.
How long would the drive be?
Well, it'd be the same as they normally do. It'd literally be on their way.
No. How long is the drive?
It would be 5 minutes from the school in the car. But I have to walk to the bus stop, which is 5-10 minutes. And then if I miss the bus, which if the lesson finishes on time, I do miss the bus, and I have to wait for another 15 minutes.
If the lesson finishes on time. If the lesson finishes on time, which it does, unfortunately, the lesson... if I have to leave work on time, which I do, I have to get a later bus.
Yeah, but sometimes it finishes early, and then I can get the earlier bus.
Sometimes I say...
it finishes on time.
Sometimes I say to the students, come on, we'll finish the lesson on the way to the bus stop. As I was saying... Thing is about Wallace and Gromit, they're made completely out of clay. Right? The Aardman factory was destroyed in a fire, and so the original Wallace and Gromits were burnt to... Oh, that's me, lads. See you later, boys.
Now, this is my language course. This doesn't have to be school. Dave.
Oh, right. I thought this was school for some reason.
No. This is at night at like 8 o'clock.
I got confused. That's funny.
Yeah.
I thought you said that to another teacher.
Yeah. No, so it'd probably make a difference of about... I'd get home about half an hour, 40 minutes earlier, I reckon, if I went with them. So it is worth... I'm going to persevere.
How often is it?
That's every day, Monday to Thursday. So 4 nights a week.
Fuck me.
That's 2 hours a week I'm losing.
It's not that... yeah. Maybe ask him. Maybe just outright ask him. The uncomfortability.
Yeah, I might do.
Any chance for lift, brother? It'd save me 2 hours, and I'm happy to pinch him with petrol every week.
I've already bought a weekly ticket. So the bus is free at this point because I buy a weekly ticket. So I wouldn't want to spend money on the petrol.
No, you fucking idiot. You'll save over an hour every day. You'll save over an hour every day, and he won't even ask you for the petrol. It's the fact that you offered. No, I'm not offering that. He should give it me anyway, this favour I'm not even been offered yet.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but I'll try and keep being friendly and see if the offer arises. Hey, I've been cooking this morning.
He's been cooking.
I made a broccoli and cheddar soup.
Oh my god.
They wanted celery in it. I don't really like celery, so I only put some of the celery in that they said. But then it still tasted too much of celery. So if I did it again, I just wouldn't put any celery in.
Well, it's weird, isn't it? Because celery has got a texture. It's that crunch. Yeah, which have that with some, ranch and some... When you're having some wings, not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad. Right?
Yeah.
But celery, the flavour... Oh, it's bitter. Why would you want that?
I know. Because it was a broccoli and cheddar soup. And I was like... Onions, I can understand. Garlic, I can understand. Carrots. But celery... It took over it. It felt more like a celery.
Is that what you're doing this morning?
Yeah.
Strange, man. Can we do the podcast later? My hands are full of soup.
Yeah, I was cooking. It took a bit longer than I thought.
I thought you had something pressing. That's interesting. Yeah. How is it? Have you tasted it?
Yeah, it was very nice. As I said, a bit too celery-y. But otherwise, it's quite good. Yeah, but I've been using the old Thermomix, which I might have mentioned before. Yeah, where it kind of tells you what to do. You still have to chop the veggies up and stuff. It tells you what to do and when to do it.
You're going to put some, have some nice bread with that, bit of butter.
No, we just had it on its own. We've already eaten it. We just had it on its own.
Oh, what I had for lunch? I went to Paper Shop. I went to the post office. I was like, I forgot I need to do a podcast in a minute. Mexican wrap. I was like, buy that. Ate half it on the way home. Bad. Soggy.
Soggy.
Fire stick pepperami. It was hot.
Oh.
And I had some Monster Munch and a Curly Whirly.
Hey.
You're good at accents.
That's a working man's lunch, isn't it?
You're good at accents. Say that in an Edinburgh accent.
Curly Whirly.
Yeah. Beautiful, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Did you like that, Scottish listeners? Curly Whirly.
That's you, that.
That's you. Yeah? You say it, Scottish listeners. Say Curly Whirly.
Go on, say it.
Sounds like Curly Whirly, doesn't it?
We'll forgive you. It is summer.
What have you been up to?
It is summer. It is hot. It is lovely. It is nice. Yeah, did some gigs. Did one in Leeds on Thursday. That was nice. Yeah. It's funny though, because I must be giving off some weird facial expressions or energy, because people come up to me at the end and like I've done an hour, and in my opinion, it's been a fantastic show. big rolling laughs throughout, yeah, getting better and better each time.
Yeah.
People come up to me at the end and they go, I thought it was good. And I'm like, yeah, so did I.
That's funny.
I thought it was good.
Maybe they think you're not enjoying it. Because if they thought you were enjoying it, they'd laugh even more. They'd feel more relaxed.
Well, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is putting an iron mask on my face.
Yeah. Well, I know what you need to do. After every joke, you just step back and you go, I'm enjoying this.
Oh, I need to step back
and then get back to the act.
I laugh. Before I say the punchline, I laugh and say, did you like that, everybody?
Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
I had a boy in the audience last night. 2 lads sat next to each other, same age. This happens. I say, Who are you to each other? Brothers, like that. Younger one goes, he's my uncle. I'm like, what the hell? You know, obviously, you know, it happens.
Yeah, Nana has another kid, yeah.
Well, yeah, just like older sibling has a kid, and then mum has another kid, you know?
Yeah,
he's my uncle.
Exactly.
He's my uncle. And I was like, what the hell? Like that, and then... I don't have anywhere to go with that story. But... just interesting.
That's good, though.
It's just interesting. They look so similar.
Yeah.
Sweet boys.
Oof. Family genes, eh?
Family genes. It's funny the different laughs you get in different areas.
Yeah.
This always gets a big laugh in areas that don't like the longer jokes, where I do this.
Oh, they like that, do they?
You know, I pretend to be one of them tubes.
Yeah.
I was
Well, sometimes audiences just like funny noises, don't they? Sometimes you don't need to write anything. You can just walk into a rugby club and you can just go start slapping their thighs, laughing.
pretend you're on a horse. I'd laugh. That's really good. I think you could do. 5 minutes of that.
I think I could as well.
Just going on, not saying anything. Like treating them all like they're babies, jangling your keys.
I really wanted to open my set with that once, like holding up a little blanket and going like that, and then when they don't laugh, just be, oh, my baby nephew loved that.
They might laugh. They might laugh.
Yeah, they might do, might they?
Baby nephew. Baby nephew.
Baby nephew.
Riding backwards on a pig, baby nephew. Like that.
The world is going insane, and you don't know what is right. You keep on keeping on. Get on that pig and hold on tight.
I've got something for you.
What have you got for me?
Harry Potter news.
Hey.
Get flatlined. Harry Potter superfan snaps up Gryffindor robe. Daniel Radcliffe's Hogwarts uniform sells for £79,000 at auction, but it needs a cleaning charm on it as it's caked in mud. So it's a Chamber of Secrets outfit is sold for 80 grand. Can you believe that?
Bloody hell, they've not even bothered to wash it. I'd send it back.
I know it's got blood, sweat, and crunk on it. No, it's not. It's I think it's from the final battle with that snake.
Oh, that's good. 80 grand, eh?
Yeah, the stage blur around the collar.
Yeah.
A full-size light-up DeLorean from the Back to the Future was also sold, and that was bought for 250
How much?
grand.
Bloody hell!
How much money would you have to have in the bank for you to make such a purchase?
Well, at least 250 grand.
The uniform, I meant.
Oh, right.
At least 80
At least
grand.
79 grand. Yeah. I wouldn't buy it if I had all the money in the world. No, thank you. I don't want a muddy coat.
There's no way to authenticate these things, you know.
No, exactly. I could just throw a bit of clay on a jacket and say it came from Prisoner of Azkaban.
You could buy that, replicate it in your house, keep the original and go, I'm selling it. And then someone will go, I don't want to pay 79 grand, but I'll pay 40. And you're like, all right. Give them the replica, and you've still got the original in your bedroom. Dad, do you know what?
Fantastic.
I think we need to take a step back and look at ourselves. What is happening in the world? Like, with everything going on, and I'm reporting on used children's clothes being purchased by Hollywood elites. Excuse me, what is happening with the world? Used children's clothes, shouldn't they be destroyed or given to charity? I think I'm going to be sick.
Yeah. Hey, look what I've got from Oxfam. Muddy Gryffindor Quidditch outfit. Thanks, Mum.
These are
You're taking the piss out of me on own clothes day.
These are Neville Longbottom's pyjamas that he got petrified in. The highest bidder, well, I'm going to start the bidding off at £40,000. They should be destroyed, Hollywood elites.
Yeah. Where's that money going? Because if it was for charity, you think, oh, fair enough. Does Neville wear exactly the same pyjamas as Dudley? I feel like they're exactly the same. You know when he gets a piggy tail? That's interesting, isn't it?
We'll find out now for the listeners.
Bloody hell, you won't want to buy Dudley's trousers. They've got a hole in it where his bum is.
Just turn them round, use them for the toilet in the middle of the night. No, this is
Turn them round, use them for the toilet in the
the
middle
Nelson Mandela effect. People never call it the Nelson.
What's the Nelson Mandela effect?
You never heard of the Mandela effect?
No. Well, I have, but I can't remember what it is.
It's where it's where your memory. We've got like a collective memory change. So like everyone assumes a wrong thing about a movie or film or some fact.
Oh, yeah,
I think with Mandela, everyone assumed when he died, everyone was like, I thought he was already dead.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And so Neville is wearing teddy bear pyjamas.
Oh. And Dudley's wearing stripy pyjamas.
Yeah. Dudley literally is the boy in the striped pyjamas.
Yeah, I've always said it. What more do you need to know?
Harry Potter!
Now, Tom!
Harry Potter, come to dine with me. I've cooked you a meal.
Oh, that's nice.
Could that go in Pottervision?
Yeah, I think that could go in Pottervision, yeah. Why not? And then he sings Be Our Guest. Be our guest, be our guest. Oh, now, Tom, are you ready for a Chapter 22, Book 5 rundown?
Yeah, more than anything, please. And if I don't get it, I'll do something awful.
Oh my god, I'm going to do it now. So Harry goes to Dumbledore after his nightmare and he says, I've had a nightmare. I was looking through the snake's eyes and I've attacked Arthur Weasley. Dumbledore sends Fawkes away, sends the paintings to find out what's been going on. And it's bloody true. Arthur Weasley in the Ministry of Magic has been bitten by a snake. So they get sent off to Grimmauld Place with Sirius while they await the news. And it turns out he's gonna be alright. He's sitting in hospital in St Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries. And the boys, Fred and George, think he was guarding this weapon that Voldemort's after. And the snake was maybe Nagini. And that was St Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries.
Oh.
Yeah. And, you know, that was a chapter that took about an hour for Stephen Fry to read, and I didn't miss out any plot points. That was about it. There's a lot of sitting around, waiting around, people being asleep.
Harry saw an eye chart on the wall and decided to read it. A, Z, B,
Oh, yeah.
E. Ron tried to interrupt him. No, this is important, he continued.
Do you think anybody has been able to complete that eye chart all the way to the bottom?
Always.
Can you? Oh, I feel jealous with my bad eyes.
I can't imagine my vision being, honestly, any better. Unless you could put something in front of my eyes and I was like, oh my God. But every little detail, every little hair, every pube, all about us on the street, the world, the food we live in, I will always spot.
Bloody hell, because I take my glasses off and instantly, especially further away, things are very blurry.
Oh, hang on, just realised, maybe my eyesight isn't that good. You're wearing a T-shirt that's flesh-coloured. I thought you were sat topless.
Hey, I might do that next time. For the next episode, I might just go topless and claim I'm wearing the same T-shirt.
No, it's the same T-shirt. Oh, it's funny. I was looking at the YouTube thumbnails for this, and it's like we've recorded all 100 episodes in one sitting. I'm always wearing a black T-shirt, and your variations are that T-shirt and a green T-shirt.
Hey, well, do you know what? Whenever I buy new clothes, I always think about the podcast. I never think about, like, anything else. When I buy a new T-shirt, I think, oh, finally, it's going to look like I'm wearing something else in the podcast. Apart from the same cycle of 5 T-shirts that I normally wear.
Well, looks like I've got one T-shirt. All my T-shirts are just black.
Yeah, but normally they got a logo or something on them. Something else.
Yeah. Mr Weasley has been attacked. I think it is Harry, you know. He's always hated Arthur Weasley because he wants to marry Ron's mum, doesn't he? He wants to be Ron's dad and marry Ron's mum. He's got the Weasley puss complex.
He has. It's like Oedipus, but Weasley puss. Yeah. I think so, yeah. He wants to kill the father, marry the mother.
Weasley puss complex.
Weasley puss Rex.
Weasley puss.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's something in that, isn't it? Because he's always saying how Mrs Weasley's the closest thing he's had to a mother growing up. And Mr Weasley's the closest thing he's had to a father, as well as Sirius Black, you might argue. Yeah, that'd be good. But, you know, it's very scary. I'd be scared if I'd had a dream that came out to be true. And I was like the snake or whatever. Like, imagine if you'd woken up through the, you know, and you're looking through their eyes and you're in an enclosure and you're lifting up a kid and then you get shot. And then you wake up and Harambe's been shot. How would you feel about that?
Yeah, bad.
Yeah, it'd be weird, wouldn't it? Bloody shit
I did
yourself.
have a dream last night I was drowning. I think I did drown and then I was revived.
Bloody hell! Where did you drown?
I was on a ship or something. I don't know, I remember water coming in and then just passing away.
You're obsessed
But
with
I was
the
also
title,
dreaming about a new video game that I'd invented that was really good.
Oh, that's good. I don't think I can't remember ever having a dream that's come true. Like, but people must do that, mustn't they? They must have a dream and then it ends up happening in real life.
Video game dream comes true.
Oh, I do. I remember there was an episode of Jonathan Creek once where a woman dreamed about a murder and then it happened. But it turns out someone had put a CD on in her house and made her listen to it. I can't remember why they did it.
Jonathan bloody Creek.
Anyway. Only he can solve this mystery.
What's fascinating, I don't think there's a single program. There's barely... The Venn diagram, me and you are in a comedy partnership. The Venn diagram of programs we both watch barely touches.
There's Wallace and Gromit and Austin Powers in the sliver that overlaps in the Venn diagram.
Me and you are fanatical over.
Come on, Jonathan Creek, Dragon Ball Z, they're practically the same show. Naruto, Doc Martin.
I go to you.
Come on.
Like, you ever seen The Simpsons? You go, "Ah, it's a bit like, Canterbury Tales, isn't it?" I'm like, more or less.
I like the Canterbury Tales. I once tried to write a Canterbury Tales musical.
Canterbury Tales.
Right.
And there he comes out. Oh, I tried to write a Canterbury Tales musical. What? What are you talking about?
Well, I started writing it, but then I was slowly figuring out that it's all in rhyme anyway. And I was just like rewriting the rhymes, and it weren't any good. And the thing is, the Canterbury Tales is massive, and the guy died before he finished writing them. So if he couldn't finish it, I won't be bloody able to, at the age of 12, or however old I was. No. But the nice thing about the Canterbury Tales is they're all individual stories, aren't they?
What an interesting little boy.
Well, because we studied it we studied it for A-level as well, and we went to see a play version of it. And it's quite rude, the Canterbury Tales. And there's a story where a man sticks his bum out the window and ends up with a red-hot poker up his bum. And they did it live on stage. Not the poker going in, but you saw a man's bare bottom. And when you sat with your English teacher and your fellow children, it's a bloody shock. And you're hearing like the C word and stuff, and the F word.
Gigged in Bolton the other week. Jamie Hutchinson was there, who you might know if you listen. He had a clip go viral. He's I suppose a famous comedian, like in some respects. Like videos go viral. He's got a very famous podcast where he was on a Have a Word podcast where he tells a story about his little brother beating him up in the guise of a doctor. Very funny. But yeah. Jamie's also a fucking mad liar and embellisher. I was in a green room with him, and he's telling this story about how he saw an act. He was on stage, and this act turned around. They were struggling, and they turned around, and they were wearing the pants a bit baggy, not realising, and their arse was out. So when they turned around and their arse was out, the audience laughed, because all of a sudden someone dying, like not getting any laughs, and all of a sudden an arse. And then Jamie goes, yeah, he bent over and you could literally see his arsehole. And I was like, you liar. No one's arsehole has ever been seen on stage from bending over. He goes, you can see his ring piece. I was like, liar, 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 liar. And that's coming from me, a famous embellisher. Yeah. So when someone's, you can't bullshit a bullshitter. Yeah. That's I heard that and I was like, that's what that means.
Yeah. Well, yeah, tall tales. Well, but I remember seeing a video of there's a woman in the supermarket in America, and she's like, I've just seen a guy and he's got his whole ass out like this. And I'm like, nah, it's not going to be his whole ass. And then she goes down the aisles. And you can literally see the whole bottom all together.
I missed that.
It's like, how do you even not know that your whole...
The problem with viral videos nowadays is that there's too many of them. So we can never find that again,
yeah,
can
there
we?
are. You can't keep up.
What would you type in for that? Whole ass out Walmart. Maybe.
No. Whole ass out Walmart. Yeah. Who knows? Yeah, it's true. Like before, like you'd get like one viral video every 6 months. You'd be like, "Hey, have you seen not Gangnam Style?" I'm thinking of Gangnam Style, but like everyone would be like, "Hey, let's watch this," or I don't know, Cat in the Bin Woman, or whatever, or Charlie Bit Me Finger. It'd be that
fucking Alex Zane used to have RudeTube, that program where he'd show viral videos.
Oh yeah,
but like they wouldn't be viral. It'd be like, this one's got 21,000 views. You're like. If I come across a video now that's got 21,000 views, I don't even bother watching it. I just go, piss off, not worth my time.
Yeah, that's no good. That's either not worth my time or it's going to come back more
and then I'll get it
later.
Second time round.
Yeah, right. Well, but people get excited by the fact that they see viral videos early. They're like, I saw this before it went viral. That's because you've got too much time on your hands. You're looking through to... If you're seeing videos before they go viral, you're spending too
Sorting
much
TikTok
time on
by
the app.
new.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a good one. I put this video where it is today. Well, shame on you. You should wait for it to get big and then watch it, because then you know it's good. Anyway, back to this chapter, eh?
Right, so we've done the Weasley Puss complex.
Oh yeah, complex.
Why she got to call it St Mungo's?
I know, who is Saint Mungo?
Don't know, but so I was like, I googled St Mungo. I was like, is that anything?
Oh yeah,
come on,
I'm about to
Mungo,
do
get
that.
out of here. So there's a homelessness charity called St Mungo's as well.
Oh yeah, but who set that up?
J.K. Rowling.
Has she?
No.
Oh. Oh, hang on. There is a Saint Mungo.
Who he?
He's a missionary and a founder and patron saint of the city of Glasgow.
Oh, that must be Scotland.
There you go. The Mungo, yeah. What did he do? Let's see if he's anything to do with medicine. This is exciting, isn't it?
Oh.
In old age, Mungo became very feeble and his chin had to be set in place with a bandage. He's said to have died in his bath. Oh,
That's
he performed
lovely.
4 miracles. The bird that never flew, the tree that never grew, the bell that never rang, the fish that never swam.
That's lovely.
There you go. Saint Mungo. Yeah. Well, because it's called St Mungo's Hospital for Magical Maladies and Injuries. I was thinking, well, if witches and wizards have a normal injury, do they have to go to a muggle hospital? You know, like if they break the leg or something, or, God forbid, have an awful disease or condition.
Yeah, that pissed me off because Ron was like, "Doctor, you mean those people who cut people open? Muggles, wizards are worse."
Yeah.
All right, let's get Gilderoy Lockout out here to dissolve all the bones in your arm. Oh, that's nicer, isn't it? Than setting an arm.
Well, how ignorant... I can't believe how ignorant muggles are of, like... how ignorant wizarding people are of wizards. Because there can only be a few thousand wizards. And there's billions of humans on planet Earth.
They're living
and they're
in
like,
a bubble.
Oh, doctors, those freaks that cut people up.
They're living in a bubble.
They're living in a bubble.
Have we said this before? That I don't think... If wizards existed, I'd put a little badge on myself saying, I don't consent to having any of you put a spell on me.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, because surely that's a human right.
I'm going to wipe your mind. What? You're going to wipe my mind?
Yeah. Not allowed to do that, are you? I'm going to make you not see this Quidditch stadium. Where's my human rights? Because the Ministry of Magic's part of the government. Because the Minister for Magic speaks to the Prime Minister.
I'm going to shrink your key. I needed that.
How am I going to get into my house or my office at work or my car?
Excuse me, Tony Blair, can we add some things to the Geneva Convention, please?
Like what?
Wizards aren't allowed to use magic on us.
I'll have to see what I can do. That's my impression of Tony Blair, having not remembered what he sounds like.
That was quite like Wallace, so...
Cracking policies, Gromit. Gordon, we forgot the cheese.
Weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, Gromit.
There we go.
Bad intel.
New Labour, new danger. That's what I say. Oh, and that's about all we can remember from that political time
Must be.
when we were children.
We've got a close friendship with George Bush, Gromit.
Good relationship with America. Hoi, hoi.
Hi, hi. Hi, hi.
Now, Dumbledore has all these portraits, and it turns out they're not just connected to other Hogwarts portraits. They can go all over the shop. They can go to the Ministry of Magic. They can go to St. Mungo's. It's very good. I wish, normal paintings could do that. Imagine, you could send the girl with the pearl earring off to check on Nana. Or, get Mona Lisa to make sure your house isn't being burgled. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Right, how about this? This
Yeah.
is not to do with what you've been saying. But
This is something you've been thinking independently instead of listening. Yeah.
How about this is a sequel to Harry Potter? Yeah? It's set in the future. Right.
Yeah.
There's some muggles who found a way to use magic.
Oh, yeah.
So using muggle technology and I don't know, magician wizard DNA. They've started using magic and stuff. Won't that be interesting?
That's really cool. I think you should write that as a short story and then we read it out on Doublevision.
Okay, I'll write that down. Muggle magic man. I'll remember what that means.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking of doing a spin-off that's a bit like Fantastic, because they based this big spin-off series on Fantastic Beasts. So I was thinking of doing a spin-off based on Quidditch Through the Ages, where it's a 5-film series and it's all set in Australia.
Australia. Australia. Australia.
And it's going to be great.
You get your own kangaroo.
Yeah.
You get a garden you can hop through. You can sing through a didgeridoo. Go on.
Right, Dumbledore's in his office, right? And he's using all these gadgets to send messages. He's got a kettle that he turns into a port key. He's got a silver thing that a snake comes out of, right? And it's he's supposed to be the greatest wizard of all time, but he'd be nothing without all these gadgets. The pensieve and forks and the sorting hat and all this. He's he hardly ever uses just himself. Apart from when he does that.
Should you put that in?
I think so. Oh, ball of flame. Oh. That'd be good. We could get some pyro, couldn't we?
For the 1,000 people listening and not the 20 people watching, we are doing the Dumbledore slap that he does when he wants to get out of there in Order of the Phoenix. Oh! Hey, do you know I've not done it in a while?
Yeah.
You're one
But you know what I mean? He's always using his gadgets.
Yeah, go on.
Is there any skill in that? Does he need skill to use these things? Or has he just, ended up with all these cool artifacts?
Oh!
What do you reckon?
Yeah, well, he's the oldest wizard in the world, isn't he? Probably. So I think he's collected all these things from his travels and his research. And I don't think you need to be particularly good at magic. Maybe some of his techniques require skill, like the bond he has with forks, that he can now forks transport in places. Give him one of these. But but a lot of the other things he's got is just from being a very learned mind who's collected and developed and achieved a lot of stuff in his life. But let me tell you this. Now, Harry has dreamed about the Ministry of Magic before, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
But this is the first time he's experienced the dream from the viewpoint of another entity. He's had...
Well, you say that, but I think the last time he dreamed about the Ministry of Magic. I thought that was through the eyes of Nagini as well. But I might be making that up.
This is the first time that he's at least felt the emotions of this other entity, which is interesting. So he's gone through extreme pleasure at striking down none other than Arthur Weasley, and extreme hate when having laid eyes on the man only known as Dumbledore, Bumblebee, if you will.
Bumblebee, yeah. I think it works the other way around. You reckon, like, while Harry was kissing Cho, Nagini was feeling all excited and shy and nervous. Oh,
Nagini's got a boner.
What is it, Nagini? Yeah, maybe. Maybe it works both ways, and Nagini feels all the things Harry feels. Oh, disappointed with that Quidditch result. Nagini's disappointed with the Quidditch result. It could be, couldn't it? Hey, and it says a line. They use the portkey, and it says Harry felt a powerful jerk behind his navel. Right. But it never explains in the story who this powerful jerk is. Maybe we'll find out in a later chapter.
I think it's Barty Crouch Jr. again. Hello, father.
Hello, Harry.
Barty Crouch doesn't die at the end of... does he? Goblet of Fire.
Does he just get sent to Azkaban, I assume?
Because they've got him, haven't they? Don't move a muscle.
Don't
move a
muscle. Yeah, I reckon he just goes back to the old Azkaban prison at Her Majesty's pleasure.
I wonder, maybe they couldn't get him back for the later films then, because that's the last we see of him, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, they all get sent to Grimmauld Place, and the poor Weasleys aren't, for some reason, allowed to go to the hospital, even after... Because I do get the idea of, like, oh, it's suspicious, how would you have known about him being attacked? But even after Mrs Weasley sends word, they're not allowed to go and see their father in what could be his last moments, which I think is
suspicious.
Awful.
How would they know? Magic. How about they saw it in the tea leaves? Saw it in tea leaves.
Yeah. I think when your dad's, like, on death's door, who gives a shit? Let me see me, Dad.
I completely agree.
Yeah, I agree as well.
I begrudgingly agree.
Yeah. Because it's like... And Sirius's attitude stinks. Like, he's got these Weasley kids who are all, like, grieving for what potentially might be their father's death. And Sirius is like, listen, they knew what they were getting into. There are things worth dying for. It's like, not now. We don't say that now. This is, within half an hour of them finding out about their dad. Do you want to not be talking about the Order of the Phoenix like that?
Can we not be talking about the Order of the Phoenix? Harry's just tried to commit Weasley puss.
What? Well, yeah, it's like, I don't know, someone joined a football club and they get, they get kicked in the head or something and have to go to hospital. And it's like, well, that can happen with football club. I don't want to hear about football club. My son's had his head kicked in. You know what I mean? Just have a bit of bloody... Sirius in this book has been horrible, I think. He's been grumpy, he's been miserable, he's been giving bad advice, he's been childish. I'm really not liking him in this book.
Well, you're the only one. The rest of us think he's fantastic.
Oh, well. I apologise for my...
I don't think...
For my views.
And also, I don't think you'll be very unhappy with him for much longer. I feel like Sirius is going to get his just desserts at the end of this book.
I can only hope. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And Harry, there's a bit where Harry is... It says he's talking to himself. But I think she means, like, in his head. But it doesn't say he thought these thoughts. It says he was talking to himself. And at one point he goes, "Don't be stupid. You haven't got fangs." Is he saying that aloud in front of all these other children? Because it says he's talking to himself. He Imagine that, grieving for your dad, and then suddenly you look over and your friend's like, "Don't be stupid, you haven't got fangs."
He could be muttering it to himself.
Yeah, it could be, couldn't he?
Because I mutter things to myself. I'll be like, "What the fuck am I doing? I'm a fucking idiot. I'm going to get out of here. Take all these people with me. Kaboom, kaboom."
Anyway, yeah. I thought it was interesting to see all these Weasleys vulnerable. Like, these characters are all like quite caricaturistic. Like Ron, Fred and George, Ginny, and it was nice to see like Fred and George suddenly be so vulnerable and serious, and Ginny as well, and Ron. I thought that was really like interesting to see.
Oh, you are right. They are blessed, vulnerable things. It's nice for them to not be joking for once in their lives. And as you say, if all it takes is for their father to get murdered, so be it.
Yeah, come on. It's nice to see a different side of you, lads. And then we get Tonks and Mad-Eye taking them to St. Mungo's. And once again, we get the lovely impression of Tonks by Stephen Fry. Which, did that irk you again, listening to that one more time?
Wasn't as bad, this one, I think, because it wasn't as, like, umpy-pumpy. It was a lot more subtle this time.
Oh, we're going to go to the hospital. No. Once again, Harry, he's in 5th year now. He still can't believe magic. Things are happening. They go to this old abandoned, like, department store. And then Tonks starts talking to like a mannequin, like a shop front dummy. And he's like, "Oh, mannequins can't talk or respond." And then when it lets them into the hospital, he's like, "Oh, you can't believe his eyes." Right, mate, you've been a wizard for 5 years now. Expect the unexpected. Everything's possible. Anyway, talked about that. Once again, we get another bit of this book that didn't have to be in it. Earlier on, at the beginning of this book, when he went to the Ministry of Magic, there was a detailed list of what was on every floor of the Ministry that took up about half a page. They've done it again here. Talking about what every ward's got and every department of this hospital. Couldn't they cut a bit of the bloody flack off this book? What do you reckon?
Some people really like the detail. Now, my sister Alice claims, she's probably more now, but a month ago she claimed she's read this year 72 books in 6 months.
Jesus Christ.
Right. And she's reading sci-fi, science fiction, that's just the same thing. Fantasy, them kind of books, that kind of, tribe. I said to her, "Are you skim reading? Are you skipping past all the detail?" And she goes, "No, I'm not." And I'm like,
Yeah. No, it is good. I do like a bit of world building. Well, I'm reading a book at the moment from the Shard Lake series, which is like a historical murder mystery set in Tudor times, and that's bloody good. But I feel like I'm reading that quick, but it's still taking me about a month to read one book. Your sister must be flying ahead.
Yeah, I propose she's not... but then...
That's 6 books a
month.
month.
Then maybe she's loving the detail, maybe she's skipping the detail. Some people must live for the detail that's in these booky books.
Yeah. Well, you lose yourself in the world, don't you? You can imagine being there yourself. And, it's nice to kind of escape, I don't know, your day at work or whatever, and just lose yourself in a fantasy world or, a historical location. It's wonderful. A library can take you to all the corners of the galaxy.
Right. How many crumpled Weasleys, bloody and sore, on a floor of a ministry are you giving this chapter out of 5?
Do you know what? I really like this chapter, actually. There's a bit with Dumbledore where we finally see and interact with Dumbledore a bit. He's been absent most of the book. I do like getting outside of Hogwarts every now and then, seeing St Mungo's, back to Grimmauld Place a bit. It's been a good laugh. I've enjoyed it. I'm going to give it a very solid 4 crumpled Mr Weasleys on the floor of the Ministry out of 5.
Dumbledore. I miss you, Dumbledore. Now, for me, this chapter was dull. It was long and nothing happened. A man got attacked at the end of the previous chapter, and in this chapter he was taken to hospital. Boring. I'm going to give it no more than 1 crumpled Weasley out of 5.
Bloody hell!
That young man. Are you ready for a segment that is only known as Quiz?
Yes.
Quizzicky, quiz, cool. Gonna ask you some questions, how well will you do? Quizzicky, quiz, qua. Gonna ask you about Harry Potter, Lukas. How well will you do? Question 1. What was Dumbledore stroking with one finger?
Oh. Fawkes.
I'll give you that. Fawkes' plumed head. Question 2. How many feathers did Fawkes leave behind? Correct.
1.
Question 3. What kind of laugh did Ron give off after hugging Mummy?
Relieved.
A shaky laugh, unfortunately. And question 4. What size was Mr Weasley's bed?
King size.
Tiny.
Oh.
Unfortunately, we've lost the quiz. Quiz, crew.
Now, Tom, are you ready for the nation's second favourite segment, Hedwig's Droppings?
Yeah, man. Give me them droppings.
We're not alluding to owl poo. We're not alluding to ploppings. We mean the messages you've sent in when we allude to Hedwig's droppings. Now, what's been in a beak this week? Well, we've had a message from Fuzzy Felt Circus on Instagram. Now, we've been asking people to let us know what their jobs are, and we've had a message from Fuzzy Felt Circus who says, "Hello, I don't have a massively interesting job, but I do have a job that I only have because of Pottervision." So this person says, "I came to see the show in Scarborough when I was supposed to be off work sick. I was a teaching assistant at a rough school and hated it, so would often just not turn up all a sickie. Turns out the assistant head teacher was in the audience that night at Pottervision. She told the head that I wasn't actually sick and I got a bollocking for going out to the theatre when I should have been working. A few weeks later I quit, partially fueled by that interaction with the head, and now I work as a full-time artist." So, well, you know, we're always making people's dreams come true, aren't we, in the Pottervision podcast. And now you can be a full-time artist.
I had no idea that Pottervision audience members could be snitches, though.
No, I didn't know that. Who's that assistant head?
Must be one of your fans, that.
Yeah, I reckon. One of mine. Goody two shoes.
They've pulled a sickie.
But well done, Fuzzy Felt Circus, and good luck with your new job as an artist.
Oh, my God.
Now, we've had another very strange email. We've had an email from me in the future. Someone sent an email, and the email is Lukas Kirkby, without a K, lukaskirby@germany.com. And this email says, "Hi Lukas, it's me, Lukas Kirkby. I have somehow gone to the future. I hope you get this message, or what I disappeared. Anyway, I sold my car, sold my house years ago, but good news, I'm still with Martina and happily married."
As if that was
So thank you.
As if that was on the line. Still with Martina.
So yeah, thank you very much, Lukas.
She hasn't chucked me out just
now
yet.
we've got. Yeah, no, it's still going. Now we've got 4 new patrons, and these are all ones that have paid. They're not the free trial ones. Don't you worry. So the first one, we've got a new baby Harry, and it's Madeline Elizabeth.
Madeline Elizabeth. Well, You have followed your dad into work one day. Your dad is a scientist, and he's been working on a ray that shrinks people. You've toddled into the lab when he's gone for lunch, and you've walked in front of the ray. A moth has landed on the switch, and it has shot you, and you've shrank to the size of an ant. You have crawled now. Your dad's come back in the lab, but you don't know where you are. So you try your best, and you crawl up his clothes, and you crawl right into his ear canal to try and shout at him, "Dad, it's me. I've been shrunk, and I'm a baby who can talk." He can't hear you, and he's put his finger in his ear. Yeah, to try and ooh, itchy. I think there's an ant in my ear. I, a security guard that works at this lab, and I've seen the whole thing. I run down, come into the lab, put my mouth around his ear, suck you out, spit you onto the floor, tell your dad what's happened. He grows you, I pick you up, and mwah, 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 mwah.
There you go, Madeline. And we've got another baby Harry. I hope I'm saying your name right. It's Aina Robinson. Not Anne Robinson, Aina Robinson.
Aina Robinson. Your dad is an inventor. He has invented a ray that grows people to extraordinary sizes. You followed into the lab one day. And you've accidentally fallen into the ray. You have grown to the size of the Empire State Building. That's big. That's even bigger than King Kong. Everyone is chasing you round, trying to kill you, shooting at you. I say, leave her alone. I scale up the back of you, kiss you on your cheek. The kiss undoes the spell that was put up onto you by your dad's magic, and you are returned to the size of a baby, intact.
Lovely. So thank you very much, Aina. And we've had another baby Harry, and it's Charlotte Barnett.
Charlotte Barnett. Your dad is also an inventor. He has invented a way to turn things invisible. Unfortunately, he has left you alone in the lab. Yeah? I'm watching you dawdle around the lab because I'm a security guard in this lab as well. All your dads are brothers. I'm laughing at you toddle about. All of a sudden you stand on a switch and you turn me invisible. I am scared out of my mind. I pick you up and I'm throwing you about. Unfortunately, your father returns to the lab and now thinks that you are a flying baby. He gets so frightened he tries to attack you. I am there to protect you. I hold your father to the ground. I give him a few slaps. As I'm slapping him, I come back into visibility. The spell has been undone. He starts laughing because he realised what's happened. I give you some kisses, and we are done.
Lovely. And our final new patron is another baby Harry, and it's Tess Pearson.
Tess Pearson. You are the daughter of a security guard who works in a lab. I am an inventor who works in this lab. I've invented a spray that makes people itch. Awful invention. I think maybe the military are going to buy it off me so they can use it in war efforts. I don't know. Anyway, you've stumbled into the lab and you've got the spray and you've sprayed it all over my packed lunch. I begin to eat my sandwich and I begin to itch from the inside out. I look at you. How could you do such a thing to me? You are laughing away. I walk up to the window ledge because I think this is no way to live with itchy insides and begin to throw myself out. You tug on my coattails, convince me not to go. I pick you up and forgive you. The spell is undone.
Yeah, so there you go, Tess. And thank you to everyone who always is supporting us on Patreon. It's very much appreciated. Recently, we've done an episode on keeping up appearances. So you can catch that along with, it's nearly 60 episodes now. all extra stuff that you can check out. But yeah, thank you so much, and that's been Hedwig's Droppings. This has been the Pottervision podcast. Thank you so much for listening. As always, we have our Patreon that we've just mentioned. Check it out. There's loads of bonus stuff. You can get goodies, signed posters, personalised videos from us. Nearly 60 bonus episodes of the pod about all sorts of things. There's all sorts there for you to look at. Video diaries, the lot. And we are back in Edinburgh from the 4th till the 28th of August, every day apart from Mondays, doing brand new stuff, so come and see us there. And we'll also be in Derby on the 27th of July and Manchester on the 28th of July, so please book your tickets to come and see our Edinburgh previews. Next time, we are going to be on episode 118, chapter 23 of book 5, Christmas on the Closed Ward. You have been a black t-shirt wearing Tom Lawrenson.
And you have been the wonderful, almost topless Lukas Kirkby.
Goodbye.
Pottervision.
Thank you for listening to the Pottervision podcast. The music was performed by Jack Evans. If you'd like bonus content and to support the show, you can visit patreon.com/Pottervision.